start out the last generation by flipping it over and attacking for massive damage, waggling our Wii in front of our family and not going to therapy, and learning the love between two cogs is stronger than any Lancer. Find out more on this episode of I Love Last Gen.
And now, it wouldn't be a proper E3 without introducing the man known in some circles as the father of the PlayStation.
The PS3 reveal, I just remember, it was such a wacky, it's one of those, did they know what they were doing?
The launch lineup for the PlayStation 3 was weird. There were a lot of really weirdo games.
Ridge Racer!
Giant enemy crabs.
I can't believe that this is happening.
They seemed so out of touch.
They were so far on top with the PS2, I think Sony was a little arrogant about the PS3 in the beginning.
When they first showed Killzone and MotorStorm.
Everybody saw this incredible Killzone trailer, and the VP of Sony at that time said, it's in-game footage, this is what it's gonna look like. And then they had to walk it back and say, actually, it's pre-rendered, and my heart broke slightly.
And I really liked MotorStorm when it came out. It was a lot of fun, but did not look like that at all.
The best part is that after you were underwhelmed by the giant enemy crab, they said the PlayStation 3 will retail for $599 US. And everyone's like,
which I totally had as a 22-year-old.
The PS3 is synonymous with $599 US. I'm not even sure if that's the announcement anymore, but that's like, you know, in the Stalinist rewriting of history, I think that's what we're always going to kind of remember.
The price wasn't the fun thing. The fun thing was the Batarang. The Batarang controller was the deal. Remember that? Everyone was looking at it like, they're not really going to do that. Then lo and behold, surprise, they made the controller look just like a PlayStation controller.
It was pretty atrocious. I feel like it was pretty embarrassing for Sony.
Great.
I remember they launched the Xbox 360 in the middle of the Mojave Desert at night.
I wasn't in the crazy desert, spaceship, whatever that madness was.
Because it was the future of the next generation of gaming, and it was effing freezing.
I think the launch announcement or launch special was on MTV.
I didn't watch the Elijah Wood presentation on MTV.
Yeah, Frodo on the Xbox. Okay.
It was this thing where, like, hey, it's cool to like the Xbox 360.
And it was weird kind of watching this MTV thing with a lot of pretty-looking people talking about the future of games.
We had launch games that didn't quite live up to the system's potential. I mean, we got another perfect, what did we get, Perfect Dark?
We're launching with a Perfect Dark game, and it turned out to be a little turd game.
Cameo, do you still play, you guys still play Cameo?
Yeah, all the time. It hasn't left since '05, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I think officially, on record, nobody played Cameo.
No, oh. I thought I got it mixed up. I thought it was everybody.
Swap the actual statistics. Nobody played it.
Oh, okay.
I remember that the Wii was supposed to be the revolution for a while.
And Nintendo came out and was like, here's Project Revolution. It's the Wii.
The Wii? Really?
Seriously? The Wii?
What the fuck is the Wii?
A lot of things are divisive in this industry, and everybody thought that was a stupid name.
And immediately it was just penis jokes everywhere.
And it was just a wee bit disappointing.
Wii jokes never stopped.
I remember looking at the controller and seeing that it looked like a TV remote.
But I think the idea of motion control was something that was really promising and really exciting.
And it seemed like black magic.
It was definitely unlike anything we'd seen at that point.
And suddenly, you were all playing video games, but they weren't exactly the video games you thought they were going to be.
The Mii's and being like, oh, that's going to be the coolest thing ever.
Then it started to make sense. And it, may not have been the most ideal unveiling of a console, but it obviously worked out for them.
They did change the way that people played games this generation. You can't doubt what Nintendo did.
Wii! Wii Sports really is the game that made families gamers.
I spent a fair amount of time with Wii Sports, maybe not as much as other people because of the lack of people that would come over to my rat-infested apartment at the time.
I personally could care less about Wii Sports.
You just thought it was this throwaway piece of shit game that very subtly started
bubbling up in your life as the one and only Wii game you played all the time?
For the first time ever, it felt like it was truly different the way that we played games.
I was like, okay, obviously Nintendo knows what they're doing here because they've got everybody in my house who would normally never play video games. Now they're playing this stuff.
Hey guys, old people are playing it.
Bowling makes sense to grandmas, it makes sense to your 5-year-old child.
There was some kind of sweet sauce with that bowling.
When you strike out your grandma, that was a thing unlike you'd done in any other game before that.
You're playing like the golfing game, and you're just like, I don't even know, it's not going that way, and you're flailing things around, and people are throwing them into their televisions and stuff.
If you didn't have that little padded rubber condom thing on the nunchuck, it could actually kind of dent the screen.
I would play so much tennis that I would literally get tennis elbow from the Wii.
I'm really, really good at Wii tennis.
I was thankful that when you played tennis, it didn't sound like when women play tennis, and I don't really mean that as a derogatory comment, but it can be very distracting.
It was awesome for like 7 minutes.
You know, the day after Christmas, you're playing Wii bowling with the family, everyone's having a good time.
And then the novelty kind of wore off.
And then you're back next year, and it has this thick layer of dust over the entire beautiful white console. That was the extent of the Wii Sports experience.
Wii bowling in the living room, a bunch of friends, a few beers in. It was great with alcohol, let's be honest.
You! Traitor like you doesn't deserve to wear the uniform. Looks to me like you need all the help you can get.
Did you play Gears of War?
I don't like shooting games, but here's why Gears of War lasted for so long.
All right, tell me.
That was the first real next-gen game.
It was a really good game. Like, it nailed those mechanics. The shooting felt precise. Sure, you had, you know, the Unreal-style linebackers. Like, everyone was like a 400-pound gorilla.
All of the soldiers were like super like hyper buff. Like they had just done way too many steroids. If we don't win, humanity's gone. And so it kind of takes away all the sympathy you would have for the Locust. So you can justify sawing them all in half with the world's greatest weapon, the Lancer.
If I could have a Lancer in every game, I would do it.
What's better than a chainsaw on a machine gun? Nothing.
Blood splatters everywhere, and you get that sound. Really, really was satisfying.
Hoffman. Oh, shit. This is gonna be awesome.
A real douchebag protagonist. That was, to me, the rise of the douchebag protagonist, which I don't have really a problem with, but you wouldn't want to go out and get a beer with those guys. They would be terrible to hang out with.
Yep.
The bromance in Gears of War, it's complicated.
We were these two jacked up dudes running through a decimated planet, saving each other. Nothing could be more male, nothing could be more exciting. We both had boners the entire time, and neither one of us talked about it.
That they found each other to dark times beautiful, but the real love story in Gears of War is between Colt and Baird. Those two go off on paths by themselves a lot. Geometry Wars was like crack.
Geometry Wars was one of the first games to really convince you that a small game can really be an epic, big experience.
Anybody can play Geometry Wars. Nobody can truly master Geometry Wars.
I played a lot of it, and I was never good at it. It's so many stimuli coming at you all at the same time.
With Geometry Wars, you would be able to look at each other's scores. I had a friend that would play online, and my roommate saw her score and was like, well, I'm gonna beat that.
Sucks you in. You want to get that high score. You want to improve.
I would go home, and my roommate had been playing Geometry Wars for like 4 hours straight.
It was super addictive and really, really fun and really awesome if you were on, you know, hallucinogenic drugs.
So fucking cool when the things exploded.
I got a little bit of a beef with Geometry Wars though, because I feel like the one game that came out at the same time that doesn't get the credit it deserves. I'm calling them out. Marble Blast
Thank
Ultra.
you. That game.
Geometry
Prime
Wars
time.
hogged the spotlight.
It was one of those games that really kind of put downloadable and digital titles on the map.
They should combine the two. Marble Wars Ultra.
Those marbles fight each other.
And that's a sphere, so
Yes. Send this to Microsoft. Can you FedEx this tape?
Next time on I Love Last Gen.
It's a role-playing game shooter.
I've never heard this song before.
I was late to the portal party.
You've already made your choice.
Taking some smoke breaks along with Snake.
Whoa, this is heavy.